Today, if I can think of 4 major negative factors of this lockdown as far as Ramadan is concerned, there are many factors, but the 4 major I can think of, some are farz, some are sunnah muqtada, that has affected the Ramadan because of lockdown, is unfortunately most of the mosques in the world today, they are shut. They're not allowed for public, and we can't pray our 5 times salah in these mosques as well as the Jummah salah. Most parts of the world, most of the mosques are closed. According to me, when I ask people that what is the major drawback of this lockdown, so some people say major drawback of the lockdown is the economic loss to the country. You know, we cannot go to work, we cannot earn a living, and we cannot meet people, and they give various. According to me, the major loss of this lockdown is that the mosques have been closed for the public. The major loss for a Muslim is that he cannot pray the 5 times compulsory salah in the mosque, which is a fard for a Muslim. This is the major loss. Other losses compared to this loss is negligible. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may this lockdown be lifted as soon as possible so that we can pray in the mosque in the 5 times salah in Jama'ah. So in Ramadan, you have to be more regular in the mosque. Unfortunately, during this Ramadan, we will not, most of us, almost all of us, will not be able to go to the mosque to offer our 5 times compulsory salah. This is number 1 major negative factor of this Ramadan. Number 2, that most of us, where most of the mosques in the world are closed and shut down for the public, they will not be able to go to the mosque to pray Tarawih. Number 3, we cannot go to the mosque to do i'tikaf. And number 4, the hadith of the Prophet, that if you do Umrah in Ramadan, you get the sawab of Hajj. I know that a very small percentage of the Muslim Ummah, a minuscule portion, yet it is in millions compared to about 2 billion Muslims that are there in the world, they do go for Umrah during Ramadan. And this, unfortunately, will not be able to be done this Ramadan because of the lockdown, because of both the Haramain being shut for the general public, because of this COVID-19. We should take care that we see to it we substitute something equally, if not the same. As far as we cannot pray the 5 times compulsory salah in the mosque in Jamaat, what do? We pray at home and see to it that we make a Jama'ah at home. Because our beloved Prophet ﷺ said that even 2 people can make a Jama'ah. And the praying in a Jama'ah is 25 times, 27 times more sawab, blessings, as compared to praying individually. What we should do? You can make a Jama'ah with your father, with your brother, with your son, with your mother, with your wife, with your sister, with your daughter. 2 are sufficient. If there are more, you can join, but please pray in Jama'ah. Number 2, those who regularly go to mosque, and in particular, they see to it that they reach the mosque before the Aqamah and they're on time. But now when we are praying at home, we feel relaxed. Okay, we are making the Jamaat, we are going to be the Imam, it's going to be in the house. So most of them procrastinate and may pray half an hour late, 1 hour late. Many a times we may pray just before the start of the next Salah, which is a makruh time. Our Prophet said pray as early as possible except for the Isha Salah. So my request to all the brothers and sisters that do not delay the 5 times Salah in Ramadan. Pray at home the moment you hear the azan, or if the azan cannot be heard, you have a watch, everything is on the mobile. See to it that you pray as soon as possible when the time is up. Pray in a Jama'ah and see to it that you do all the other faraiz and the sunnah, which inshallah we'll discuss in detail in the next short talk of mine. Number 2, most of us cannot pray Tarawih in the mosque. So what do? We pray Tarawih at home. And when you pray Tarawih at home, you have an option that because the way we are, most of the people in the world, for convenience, they pray immediately after Isha Salah, which is permitted, but the most afzal time, the most appropriate and the best time is to pray a Qiyamul Layl, that is the prayer at night, or Taraweeh, towards the last 1/3 of night. Now, since you are in control and you no longer go to the mosque for Taraweeh, see to it that you preferably pray in the last 1/3 of the night, which is the best time, where Allah descends down and says, who ask for forgiveness, I'll forgive all your sin. So pray at the more mustahab time. So here you have an advantage, that due to lockdown, you have a chance of praying at the more appropriate time, the Taraweeh. The third is i'tikaf. I'tikaf, it's compulsory, it should be done in the mosque. So there's no way that you can do i'tikaf at home. But if you cannot do i'tikaf, somewhat similar what is isolation, instead of 10 days, you can come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in isolation in the full 29-30 days of Ramadan. And that we'll discuss in the next short talk on coming Tuesday, on the 28th of April. We'll discuss more in detail. The fourth thing which we cannot do, it is Umrah. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if we cannot do Umrah this Ramadan, He gives us the opportunity next Ramadan and later on, much more, so that we get more sawab. There are other things, but these four, according to me, are the most important things that we'll be losing. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may He get us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this Ramadan.